All right, it is Sunday afternoon, out for a stroll, heading down to Midtown Fresh, our local grocery store, which is within walking distance of our house, and going to see what the damage is. So last night was almost a full night of sleep that I had not had in a while. Feeling a lot better today. Yesterday, not so much. The previous day I don't even know if it would count, maybe an hour of sleep the day before. Not fun. Definitely was not in a good mood. Did not feel well all day. Today, totally different story. So, last night, I forgot to mention this in my previous video, my wife woke me up at 1:30, somewhere around there, and the power was out. Which meant no heat, no lights. Also meant Wi-Fi was not working, no phone. I don't know if cell phone service was down, I highly doubt it, but my battery was at 15%, so the odds of being able to make a phone call reliably were like close to zero, so there was that. It was on by the time we woke up this morning. She had called consumers and said, hey, the power's out. They said, yeah, we know, some idiot hit a one of the poles, knocking out several power lines in the area. And I was kind of curious as to how many people flipped out last night when that happened. But thankfully it's back on, no big deal. Consumers was on it, I would almost say better than usual. My wife said that it came back on 6 hours later, so about 7 a.m. it was back on. It only got down to 66 degrees in the house, and overall, I mean, if she hadn't woken me up or noticed that the power was out, I don't think either one of us would have noticed. So, that is Midtown Fresh. You know, parking lot doesn't look any worse than it normally does, so there is that. I don't suspect there's going to be any issues going here, so let's see what happens. Okay, so went to True Value and Midtown Fresh. True Value had speaker wire. Woohoo! Actually, they had quite a few things. Didn't really look like the hardware store had been hit. Everything was fully stocked. Didn't notice anything regarding cleaning materials, which they carry, being gone. However, next door, it was a lot busier than it looked from the outside. There were a lot of people running around. Chicken wings, I saw the one lonely pack in the freezer. And here's something I thought about earlier. So for those of you who are watching a lot of videos like that where people are going around to their local Walmarts and Costco and they're like, oh, look at this. And there's like that lone tub of yogurt. Like nobody can, it's like everybody's just too sad to like grab it. Like, oh no, I'll leave that for somebody who really needs it. Meanwhile, they put like 10 of them in their cart. So, has anybody else noticed that? Where people go to a certain section and it's like, there's that lone chicken that nobody will touch. that tub of yogurt. there's that one bottle of dish soap just sitting there on the shelf that nobody can just grab the last one because they don't want to be that person. I saw that today. So yeah, chicken wings gone. Most of the meat, poultry was there. Actually, I think they might have put out more than they usually do. Especially oddball stuff. I saw frozen rabbit they had more out than they usually do. There was an entire pallet of white rice, long grain white rice that was just put in one of the aisles so that people could take it out themselves. They had bread, so the wife is happy that they had bread. Didn't end up purchasing any, which I have a feeling I may regret later. But when I checked my account, it was the idea of transferring money to buy a bag of bread. Plus, it's not something that's a necessity on my list. And I figured all the stuff that they had that was there, that it was all the type of bread that we don't normally buy. So I didn't want to spend the money, bring it home, and then just be like, that's not what we normally get. Other things. Cereal was picked over. All the Lysol and disinfectants were gone at Midtown. I thought that was interesting. Bread was kind of sort of gone, but like I said, there's enough to where I think there might still be there when we go back. Bananas were gone. Thought that was also interesting. Wine. The store keeps crates of wine out in the open, especially their high scale, more expensive stuff. I saw a lot of those were empty, and I don't know if it's like, hey, if I'm gonna get drunk during the apocalypse, I'm gonna do it on some good stuff. Whiskey was fully stocked. Vodka, everything else on the shelves seemed to be fully stocked, but the higher end wine was gone. I thought that was weird. Potatoes, Idaho potatoes and Redskins, those were gone. I thought that was kind of weird. A lot of their fresh produce, mostly the greens. So a lot of the fruit and some of the other vegetables like tomatoes, so oranges, tomatoes, stuff like that, didn't seem to be picked up like the other stuff was. So some of the choices that people were making I thought was surprising. Alright, this may be a little noisy. She wanted to go for a drive. Who am I to say no? So, other things I noticed, well, something I've been thinking about. They're restocking a lot of these supermarkets fairly quickly. And I know from people I talk to in the supply chain that what's happening is the stores who put in their orders early are getting the things that they need. Toilet paper, all that garbage. However, they're depleting the warehouses. So you have these areas where they have stuff stockpiled, but these warehouses are... Okay, now you're just annoying me. Are we gonna go back home? She keeps dragging her feet so it won't go anywhere. So, once those warehouses are empty, the warehouses are refilled by shipping containers. which are no longer coming from places like China. And when that happens, that's when you're going to see the real food shortage. So yeah, supermarkets are being replenished and people are saying like, oh, don't worry. However, what you have, hold on. So what was I saying? Food shortage. That's going to happen. And it's going to be a real food shortage, not the stuff that they're talking about right now. So look forward to that BS. On the other hand, I did notice that True Value already had potting soil, fertilizer, mulch, all the things you would need for a home garden available. So that is something that all of you should be considering. Trying to grow some stuff at home. Maybe you've got a stockpile of like 6 months of food and canned goods, dried stuff, whatever. You're going to want to supplement that with fresh stuff throughout the year. So hopefully you have a seed bank. If not, hopefully you can get some seeds. And if stores don't have it, then I would look at neighbors that you know that garden. If they're a real gardener, they're going to have more than they need to plant. So maybe you can get some from them.
The way you act, but you're still acting that way, so sorry about your look.
Keep on typing.